Good morning, boys and girls. It's Monday, March 30th, and here's your math lesson. So I want to review change, counting up change, and then I'm going to introduce something new today. So remember our coins. We have a $50. That's John Fitzgerald Kennedy, JFK. It's worth 50 cents. Very uncommon to see these. This is a quarter. A quarter has George Washington on the front. They have 50 different backs because every state has a quarter. And then also the more common, at least when I was growing up, was the eagle on the back. This is worth 25 cents. Okay. Then you have the dime. The dime is the smallest. It's silver. It has FDR on the front. It's worth 10. Then you have the nickel. So you have the nickel. You have the old nickel, which I grew up with right here. And then, oops, upside down. And then you have the newer nickel. They both have Thomas Jefferson on them. The old one has his side profile picture, and this one has who's facing the camera. And then the backs are also different. But a nickel is worth 5 cents. And the easiest one, the most common one you see is a penny. We see these on the ground a lot. It's the only, it's not silver colored. It has Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Okay. So as a review to counting money, we learned that we could do it 2 different ways. We can just count on. We learned that it's important to have the money in order, the coins in order from highest value to lowest value. And then if you count it up, 25 and 25 is 50, 25, 50, 50 plus 10 is 60, plus 5 is 65, plus 5 is 70, plus 1 is 71, so the sum is 71 cents. And I also taught you another strategy if you want to put the hairs on and count by 5s. So a quarter has 5 hairs. I put 5 on. A dime has 2. And then last week we talked about how there's 5 nickels in a quarter. There's 2 nickels in a dime. There's one, obviously 1 5 in the 5s. And then you can cut the hair and count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, plus 1 is 71 cents. Okay. So remember when we started to read 3-digit numbers, and I would stop you if you said 376. I would say no. There's no and in there. This is 376. Remember I said do not put the word and in there. This number, say it to yourself. Yep, 125. It is not 125. It's just 125. Now I talked about the word and the and is saved for when you have a decimal point. So if I have this amount of money, I would say $1 and 23 cents. $1 and 23 cents. So at the decimal point, you say the word and. So if I have this amount, $2 and 33 cents. Okay? Okay. So let's first figure out how many nickels equal $1. So let's count by 5s. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, $1. So this equals $1. And let's count to see how many nickels are there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 nickels equals $1. Let's see how many dimes there are. So let's first count by 10s to see if we got to $1. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. So this again equals $1. And let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 dimes equals $1. 20 nickels equals $1. And doesn't that make sense? Because in every dime, there are 2 nickels. So that way, 20 is double of 10. Does that make sense to me? And then the quarters, harder to count by. Remember we sang our song, 25, 50, 75, $1. So this also equals $1. And there are 4 quarters that equal $1. Okay, all right. So today we're working our way up to counting amounts up to $1. So in your math book, please turn to page 509. And I'll give you a second to get there. You can pause this and turn to 509. Okay, so you should be on 509. So this is $1. I think everyone in our class has seen a dollar bill. This is the front of the dollar. This is George Washington. There's so many different identifying things on a dollar bill. When I introduce a dollar, I usually show a YouTube video from the US Mint on how they make money. So if you can access that, it's really, really neat. Just go to YouTube and put in their search making money. And you can put the US Mint, and they'll have lots of videos that come up. The back of the dollar, it says 1. It has, you know, all these different identifying. You see 1, 1, 1, 1. So this dollar is worth, it represents money. So if you wanted to trade in the dollar for quarters, remember we said how many quarters there would be? There would be 4 quarters. 25, 50, 75, $1. So on this paper, it says we want to figure out how many of each coin. So there are 4 quarters equals $1. 4 quarters equals this. So the dimes, we did that right here. How many dimes equals $1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dimes. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. So if you go back to your paper, how many dimes equal? There are 10 dimes. And look at the nickel. That's a new nickel. And how many nickels equal? Well, we did that over here too. We counted up our nickels and we learned that there's 20 nickels equals $1. So if you go to this, there are 20 nickels. And now I did not write out the pennies. How many pennies equal $1? If I got all my pennies together, think about it. If a penny is worth 1, this is worth 10, so this takes the place of 10 pennies. So how many pennies would equal $1? Yeah, 100, exactly. So there's 100 pennies in $1. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to go back to my board and we're going to figure out some amounts. So I wrote down 2 problems and I am going to count them up underneath and then I will put the hair on. So this is 25. So first of all, I put these in order. You always have to put them in order. I have 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and a nickel. So 25 and 25 is 50, like my song, 25, 50. This is 75. Plus 10, I know I go to my tens place and I add a tens. This is 85. 85 plus 10, I go to my tens place and add a 10, 95. 95 plus 1 makes $1. So this amount together is $1 and no cents. And that's how you would write it. The dollar sign, let me make that a little bit neater, is an S with a line through it. Okay, if you want to do your hair, I know that a quarter has 5 hairs, quarter has 5 hairs, a quarter has 5 hairs, a dime has 2, a dime has 2, and a nickel has 1. If you want to do it this way, remember you cut the hair and count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, a dollar. So there you have your dollar. And let's count down here. So this was, my thumb marked that out, sorry. So this is 10, and 10 is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 plus 5 is 85, 90, 95, and a dollar. And again, if you put your hair on, some people like that. I had lots of students that like to do that. I put 2 hairs on a dime because I know there's 2 5s in there. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, a dollar. And again, you write the dollar down by the dollar sign. You put a 1 decimal point. So it's 1 whole dollar and no cents. And there's your dollar. All right, so let me go back to the book. If you turn, so we were on page 509. If you turn the page, and we're going to count amounts up to $1. So this is what I just talked about. There's your dollar sign. There's your decimal point. The decimal point is where we say the word and. So this says $1 and no cents. $1 has the value of 100 cents. To write a dollar, use a dollar sign. And we talked about that already. It's an S with a line through it. You use the decimal point to separate the dollars from the cents. So if I had this amount right here, $1 and then 21, this would be $1 and 21 cents. Okay? On the whiteboards earlier, we counted up to see how many nickels, dimes, and quarters equaled a dollar. So this has 100 pennies, and it says it right there. 20 nickels equals a dollar, and it says it right there. 10 dimes equals a dollar, and then 4 quarters equals a dollar. So if I ask you this question, if I went to the store, what would I want to, and let's say I had to buy, let's say a gallon of milk, and a gallon of milk costs like $2.50. What would you want to carry in your pocket? Would you want to carry all pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, or would you want to carry a dollar bill? Yeah, probably a dollar bill because it's not heavy, it's very easy to put in your pocket. If I had carried all pennies for $2.50, I would carry 250 pennies. I would have to bring like a big bag to carry all of those pennies. It's just harder. So the bigger the paper money makes it easier. Okay, so this down here says count to find the values of the coins, circle the combinations that equal a dollar. So this is where it gets tricky. You have to remember what the coins are. So if you can't remember, you can go back on earlier pages and it'll show you, or you can ask an adult, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in order because that helps me. And then I always cross it off. So here I see a quarter. So I'm going to go over here and write 25. Here I see another quarter. Here I see another quarter. Okay. My next highest one, oh, that's it. So the rest I have are nickels. So I'm going to put 1, cross it off, 2, cross it off, 3, cross it off, 4, cross it off, and 5. Okay, so now I can count these values up. So this is 25, 50, 75. 75 plus 5 is 80. 85, 90, 95, a dollar. So this equals $1 exactly. Notice how I put them in order. I cross them off as I use them, and that way I would not miss one. So this is exactly a dollar. So the directions said count to find the values and circle the combinations of that equal a dollar. So this one equals a dollar, so I'm going to circle it. Okay, so this one, I'm going to put this in order. I'm going to kind of draw a line so I don't get in the way. All right, so I'm going to look at my change. I see a quarter, a dime. I see 3 nickels. I see 2 more dimes and 2 pennies. So what's my highest value? Yep, the quarter. So I'm going to put a quarter. I'm going to do this one down here because I know I'll run out of room. So I'll put my quarter and then I cross it off. What's my next highest value? Perfect. The dime. So I have 1, 2, 3 dimes. So I'm going to draw 3 dimes. 1, 2, 3, cross, cross, cross. And what's my next highest value? Yes, the nickel. So I'm going to draw 3. There's 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then I have 2 pennies. Okay, boys and girls. So now we have it in order. Now let's count it up. So this is 25, 35, 45, 50. And let me write that down here. So 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 10 is 45, plus 10 is 55, plus 5 is 60, 65, 70, and then 71, 72. So this is 72 cents. Now I can't put my dollar sign because I did not reach a dollar. So this is just 72 cents. And should I circle this? No, because it did not equal a dollar. Okay? Okay, so I want you to do for right now 511. Remember to put them in order and write down the amount. If it equals a dollar, then circle the amount of coins. And you can do the word problems and then your homework. And I'm going to go over these tomorrow, okay? So 511, 512, 513, and 514. And I'll go over these tomorrow. And if you have any questions, have your parents dojo me or call me. All right, guys. I miss you so much. Bye.